Hello, everybody. Welcome to Talks and Tea with me, Tonya Nicole, and a very special guest that I have today, Miss Frederica Joy White. Welcome, Joy. Say hello to everybody.
Hello, with the full name. Let's do it.
Well, I know you go by your whole name, and so even though we lovingly call you Joy, I don't ever want to take away. I believe in respecting people and their name.
That is fair. Yeah.
So while I will lovingly call you Joy throughout the rest of our talk, I want to make sure that I'm showing you all respect. How are you doing tonight?
I'm
Go ahead in the comment box, say hello, tell us that you're here, tell us what tea you're drinking, and show us a picture of you and your mug. We'd love to see it, and we'd love to interact with you today. We're going to jump right in and get right to it. I'm going to go ahead and show our little talks and tea intro while we're sharing it on our other social media sites. So if you have not seen it, go ahead and check it out and share it to a friend, tag a friend so that they come and see our talk tonight. All right, again, this is Talks and Tea with me, Tonya Nicole, and my very special guest, Miss Joy White. Joy, go ahead and tell us, what are you drinking tonight, and show us your mug.
yes, I am drinking a Moscow Mule, which is Tito's lime juice and ginger beer. But it is in this beautiful mug here that says "Choose Joy," and then it has a nice scripture on the back.
I love it. What's the scripture say?
It says, "When troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy." We do this by keeping our eyes on Jesus. James 12 and Hebrews 12:12.
I love that, Joy. Okay. All right. You're going to start us off right today. I see you.
So it's actually James 1:2.
Oh.
let somebody go on there like, she made that up. So James 1 verse 2 and then Hebrews 12 verse 2.
That is so funny.
I'm creating scriptures.
Right. So if you are in the chat, don't try to call her out. She corrected it. Okay. So it is not James 12. It is James 1 verse 2.
Yeah.
If you are joining us tonight, go ahead and tell us hello in the chat room and give us your tea or whatever you're drinking tonight. As you all know, the past yesterday and today, don't worry, I washed the mug. But I've been drinking out of our new luxurious, you see how that button, I didn't even plan that. But I've been drinking
what was that?
Exactly. That was for our new She branded mug.
Nice.
I know. I love it. I love that we have all our brand stuff. All right. So we have to take a sip. And this is, I'm not going to keep making you sip. You can sip as you want to. Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Yes.
All right. We haven't even gotten started and we have some comments. All right. Valerie's drinking lemon and green tea. I love it. I love it. Well, keep the comments coming. Joy, as we start off today, you are here because we are on a women's empowerment series here with Talks and Tea. And one of the things that I am highlighting over this month is some of our speakers of the upcoming She Empowerment Conference. And you are one of our speakers.
Yay!
I'm so excited. You all, I'm going to give an intro for Joy. Joy's is going to be a little different though, because I have literally known Joy since high school. And Joy is a phenomenal young woman. She is an attorney. She's a mother. One of the things that I know, and I said this will be not your typical introduction, but here's one thing that I admire about Joy. Joy has always been a person, since I have known her, that she says what she's going to do, and she does exactly that. And so I admire that about you, not only because you're a mother running things, you're an attorney running things, you just served as you've practiced for over 15 years of law. And so that's really amazing about you. You've been named best in attorneys and advocates and all of these things on these prestigious magazines. But at the end of the day, I can call you up and say, hey, I need to crash at your place for a night. And you're just really an at-home, wonderful friend and person. So tell everyone else a little bit about yourself.
All right, about myself. Well, I am an attorney, so I've been practicing law for almost 16 years now. I most recently was the general counsel at Morehouse College. I was there for 4 years. So I just recently transitioned from Morehouse to pursue a different opportunity that I will be launching very soon. So I'm a mom. I'm a single mother. I have two sons. They are 16 and soon to be 13 in a week.
Uh-oh.
Two boys. And yeah, I'm from Tennessee, but then went to high school in Florida. Good old Tampa. That's where I met Tonya. We actually met. I don't know. I'll let her tell later where we
We'll
met.
bring it up later.
But yeah, so that's me in a nutshell.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That is so funny. No, we can't tell them until just a little bit later. So that's the highlight. So if you're on, stay on so we can talk about how we first met. And that's coming up really soon. But tell me a little bit about your origins. You've talked about kind of you lived in Tennessee, you lived in Tampa for a little bit. Oh, one thing I forgot to say, you all, it's not a secret. It's something that everyone should know. We both went to Spelman College.
Yes.
But I got the sign back there. So we have to have our moment.
Right over here that I could just pull it.
Right. We have to give a little Spelman love. Right. When you said you just finished being general counsel for Morehouse, I was like, oh, wait, Spelman shot out. And we both graduated in the same year. All right. So tell me a little bit about your origins, your background, and who you are.
My origins, as in like where I'm from, those kind of things.
Where are you from, and how did you get to where you are right now, just kind of venturing into this new opportunity that will be launched soon? How did you get here? What's your background?
Sure. Well, I'm a Southern girl, Southern belle. So I've been, lived in Louisville, Kentucky for a while, which is kind of Midwest. So maybe not entirely Southern. Lived there. My mom and I then moved to Tennessee when I was about 11. That's where my family is from. Then moved to Tampa my sophomore year of high school. And then, of course, went to Spelman in Atlanta, went to Vanderbilt Law School in Nashville, and have practiced law the entire time since I've been out. So I graduated law school in 2005 and have been practicing ever since. Have two kids. I've practiced in a variety of environments. So I started at Big Law. I'm in a very big international law firm, then launched my own practice, managed that, developed that into a small boutique. And then I started another law firm, or co-formed another law firm with three other amazing African-American women. That firm was McFadden White, Spratland and Davis, and I was the managing partner of that firm, where we did employment expense. And so, so I managed that firm for a couple of years, and then I joined Morehouse College as the vice president of legal affairs, general counsel, and college secretary. I also, at some point while I was there, was also the chief compliance officer and the head of HR and over the board. So I had a very diverse experience there, a lot of amazing, growth in that environment. And just recently, within the last few weeks, decided to leave Morehouse in order to launch something that, again, is a secret. So we will tell you at the end how to follow me and keep up, but I'm very excited about what I'm going to be doing. It's something that I feel is my calling, is actually my purpose. And so I'm very excited about that. And yeah.
That's awesome, Joy. Oh my goodness. I mean, if you all hear this, it's just, she's on fire. And one of the things that my mom picks on me, she told me last night, she said, "You're so fangirling." I don't think she actually said that word, but I am. I am fangirling about every single last one of the speakers that are here in the lineup for the She Empowerment Conference, because every single one of you all are amazing. I mean,
Are you?
thank you, girl. But I love it because I feel like all of you all bring such uniqueness to the table, and we really hit on this idea in our theme of unfiltered and uncensored.
Mm-hmm.
So one more background question, and then we're going to move into some other fun stuff as well. What are some lessons that you have learned so far, having such a rich background in different aspects of law and business of law? What are some of the lessons that you've learned thus far that you can share with everyone else?
Sure. I think I'll start with the entrepreneur standpoint. So for anyone that is a professional services provider, so I think doctor, lawyer, accountant, anyone that provides kind of professional services, a lot of times when we go out on our own and we start a practice, what we would call a practice, it's a business. So one of the biggest lessons learned, I think, is that, you're an entrepreneur. And I think a lot of times, unless someone has an MBA or has some kind of just prior business experience, we really underestimate what's involved in running the business. And so a huge lesson learned for me was the business of law, which I learned very abruptly when I started my own firm. So I had no prior experience in business. And it was funny, I was actually featured in Black Enterprise. And it was essentially what not to do when you start a business, because I had no idea. I mean, it was funny. I mean, I was fine with it. I was honored to be in Black Enterprise.
Right.
Next time I'm in Black Enterprise, I will be in there for a different reason. But it was about just kind of how professional services providers really underestimate the business. Like, there is a practice of law, and then there's the business of law. And I think that's not unique to law. I think it's any professional services provider. So that, I think, is like a really big lesson learned. And I was able to use those skills in my role at Morehouse, because I was essentially running, an entire department, and at more than one occasion, multiple departments. I had to deal with budget, and I had to deal with, all these kind of business pieces that are not things that people typically have or think about being front and center when you are a professional services provider. So that's a big one.
I love that you say that, because no shame to anybody, but I often say that about churches. I don't think churches really realize that,
Businesses.
Yes, there's a spiritual aspect, but you have to handle certain items as a business,
Yes.
and as a well-run business in order for it to be, really good. So I like that you bring up that lesson. My mom put a message in this. She said, "So good to see you, Spelman girls. It should have been," she said, "it should have been Bennett ladies." Did she really just throw some shade? Take that off of the Twitter.
No, hey, we love Bennett.
We do love Bennett. You know what? I can't with her. That's a very good lesson. Okay, so here's what I want to know. My son just came in like I wasn't on live. Hey, son, love you. Come say hi to everybody. Our kids, like, we're just going to pretend like this isn't a professional thing. Say hi, everybody.
I'm sorry. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
So
that's the only reason they're not in here walking around with their shirts off or something.
Right.
They're not here right now.
Randomly just coming in, but that's why it's live, because, as we say, unfiltered, uncensored. Okay, so really quick, a fun interjection. How we met. I can't even get it out. How did we meet? Senior year, 1998.
But I think it was probably 97.
It was 97.
And then it moved to 98. So I think we met in 97.
I shouldn't have thrown that out, but okay. How do we?
Now, we're 40. we're 40.
Exactly, and proud of it.
Yes.
Do you want to tell how we met?
Sure, I will tell. So we were in a pageant together, and it was called Miss Teenage Tampa, and it was put on by the AKAs. I won't say it the way that
You better say it how she taught us to say it.
So we were, it was. So the person who was over, there's plenty of women, but AKA pageant, Miss Teenage Tampa, but they definitely taught us to say, and I'm not any AKAs, but this is how we were taught. Alpha Kappa Alpha.
Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
So that's what we were told. So it was basically, the teenage, work with teenage girls, and it was like a debutante kind of ball piece of it, but it was a competition. And so we, did, it was the whole thing. But the way me and Tonya really connected is we had a dance piece at the beginning. And
I was amazing, y'all. Can't you see me? I was twirling.
It was not, and it was so, and I mean, literally, that's how we met. And I was so focused, like, what is she doing over there? So we had like a flapper routine and the Charleston. It was the whole thing. And Tonya looked like she was doing the robot, and it was hilarious. So that is how we met. And then we went to Spelman together, and ever since.
After that,
yeah.
And the funny thing is, so Joy is a dancer. She has danced. I would like to even say your whole life pretty much, but she is a very skilled and talented dancer. And so seeing me come up there, totally uncoordinated. And I think it was before I even got like just a hint of I don't care rhythm. Like it was really bad.
It was, but I appreciated it because when I saw, I was like, I like her. She's keeping it all the way real. She is not trying to impress anybody in this moment. Not with her.
My mom said if I wanted to go to Spelman, I had to get at least one scholarship. Now I got two. One was a small stipend from there because I won Miss Congeniality, y'all.
You did.
It was the same year Miss Congeniality came out, and I looked exactly like Sandra Bullock in Miss Congeniality. Mm-hmm. But so that's why I was like, I'll do a pageant. And I'm still not, y'all have seen my makeup tutorials, but I was not girly in the sense. And so for me to do a pageant was just like, what? I wanted to go to Spelman really bad.
I think we all said we wanted to go. I think I found the thing at one of my aunt had kept the program. And I think we all were like, we're going to Spelman. Everybody. Yeah. And there were other people that went to Spelman. Yes.
3 of us went to Spelman and 1 went to Clark Atlanta.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was, we achieved our goal.
We
achieved our goal. Mm-hmm. But that's a little funny, endearing moment that we shared. That's how we first met. Okay. So I have a question about your, tell us a little bit about you and dancing, if you don't mind sharing a little bit about that.
Sure. So I love dancing. So like Tonya said, I've always danced. And I think what happened is when I was little, I couldn't dance. And I don't know if anybody has seen Cuties, and Tonya and I talked about this when she stayed with me. So Cuties is a film on Netflix. I highly recommend it. It's gotten a lot of controversy, but I am a fan. And in it, there's this little girl, and she observes these other girls dancing, and then the story goes from there. She was very inspired by what she saw, and I could not dance when I was really young, but I wanted to be able to dance. And so at a very young age, around the age of the girl in the show, maybe 10 or 11, I was like, I'm going to learn how to dance. And from that point on, I've always danced. I've done Christian dance, like liturgical dancing. I was on the dance team when I was at Spelman, the Christian dance team. I was also on the band dance team. I danced in high school. As an adult, I've done all variety of dancing, including pole dancing. So both Christian dancing and pole dancing, all,
You gotta have that balance.
Yes, you have to at all times. So I love dancing. Started a dance troupe at my one of my former churches. So it's something that I realize it's been a way for me to express myself. I'm very, lawyering is very kind of analytical, and dancing has been a way for me to always express myself. And yeah, so that's me.
So here's a question to follow up. What are some ways that you incorporate your values in both your professional aspect and in those things? Like you said, lawyering can be very rigid and confined. So how have you balanced your personal values with being a lawyer, but also having this creative side?
Mhm. Well, it's funny you ask. So I am part of what I will be launching soon. So follow me. Will probably be one of the first times that I've tried to bridge the gap between my kind of analytical side and my creative side. So up until this point in my life, I think I thought you had to choose, and because I chose to be an attorney, there's a whole paradigm, and that's a white male paradigm. That is what it is. And so I chose a profession that I am very proud to be a part of, but it is absolutely a white male paradigm. And so you fit into that. And part of what I'm launching now is much more about me trying to blend the analytical side, the creative side. But I haven't always done a good job at it. So to answer your question, I haven't always blended those things. I historically have kept them in different quadrants, kind of like how we're on this screen and there's one quadrant and another one. I have definitely been like, this is the professional side, and these are all the things I do in the professional side, and then this is my personal side, my passions, my friends, my family, like over here, and then over here, it's how do I fit into this white male paradigm that clearly no one ever, mistook me for a white male, but I did whatever I felt I needed to do to fit into that framework in order to be successful. And I am no longer doing that.
Ooh, this is good, you all. And this is so good because, as I told you, Joy is one of our speakers at the She Empowerment Conference. And a part of this is really getting to that idea that hits our theme, unfiltered and uncensored. And so if you heard her talk, if you've heard these past speakers that we've talked with over the last couple of weeks, they've talked a lot about this norm, this expectation, this little small area that society says you're supposed to fit in. I don't even have a box. I have a box right here.
I have a box.
Example. This is where everyone says you should fit. Mm-hmm. And this is what all of our speakers and everybody has been talking about over the last couple of days. You need to fit in this box, okay? And if you don't fit in this box, then you don't belong. You're not accepted. You're not included. And yes, it's a she box, but that's just
I like that box though.
You like that?
I don't mind fitting into that box. That ain't what the box is looking like.
Well, and the reason why you don't mind the she box is because she is welcoming of all. She is the theme this year is unfiltered and uncensored, because we are no longer accepting society telling us that we have this small little space that we have to fit into. And so Joy and all of our other speakers, they are really hitting these issues of how do you get out of that? How do you get out of it in your mind? How do you get out of it in your professional life, your personal life, of staying in this rigid space? Mm-hmm. I know you all out there can understand. I know you can relate, because so many of us, the story is, it repeats. It repeats with your own creative instructions and your own creative ideas, but it's still the same message. Here's your box, go fit in it. And if you don't belong. Well, she does not believe that. She is something more. And if you want to be a part of the She Empowerment Conference, go ahead and register. The banner scrolling below, sheempowermentconference.com. Register today. Earlier today, I challenged, and I need to go back and see, but I said, I'm in the giving mood. So the first 5 people that register today are going to get a She Empowerment shirt. Yay! So just a little She swag that we're passing out to everybody. So tell me, Joy, what are you most looking forward to in being a part of this She Empowerment Conference?
Sure. I am really excited about hearing for all the other women, their stories. I think what is so powerful about this conference, and I am so proud of you for putting this together, is so often we don't realize that the experience that we're having, other people are having this experience. Because a lot of times we're isolated, you think that what's going on with you, because people don't talk about stuff.
Right.
And the sheer fact that we're even talking about not fitting into the box, and that you have this group of amazing women and men that are going to be sharing, what they, are going to be sharing. This is big, because I don't know. I haven't even heard what they have to say yet. And I know my experience, and you know my experience, and I know your experience, but I don't know their experiences. And I think the more that we share our stories, the more that you realize there's nothing wrong with you. Michelle Obama went to Spelman, and when she was promoting her book, Becoming, and one of my favorite quotes from something that she said while she was there was essentially, we all need to share our stories. She's like, because our stories come in different shapes and sizes, and the more that we all share our stories, then we can inspire and motivate different individuals out there, because there's not a monolithic Black woman experience. There's not a monolithic Spelman woman experience. People tend to think that because they want us in the box, right? But there's not. Spelman is one of the most diverse environments I've ever been in, but many people assume that, it's all Black women, so isn't that boring? Isn't everyone the same? No, we're not all the same. Absolutely not. But what's great about the conference is that we'll be able to hear from people. We'll be able to hear from different women, different men, about their experiences and what they feel strongly about sharing with the people that register for the conference. So I'm excited about that.
Good. I'm so excited. You're look, I'm sitting here listening, and as you're describing it, I'm like, oh, I want to go.
I can't
I'll be there.
So you have to make sure to enjoy it while it's occurring, because you know how when you set up things and you're over things, sometimes you don't enjoy the experience. So
Joy just gave me a total sister moment, call out accountability. I feel like you know me.
You enjoy the experience.
I agree. And there will see, now you got me tongue tied.
Right.
I was all articulate until you called me out.
Need you to enjoy the experience. You put in all the hard work, and you should be so proud of yourself. I'm super excited to be a part of it. And so I want you to enjoy it as much as everybody else is going to enjoy it.
And I will enjoy it, but I want you all to know
this. She says she's going to enjoy it. So
okay, wow.
Yep. Here we are. She's like,
okay. I will be working my butt off, though, and I have been working my butt off, because here's what I know. I was talking to my mom, and here is what I know. Everything is in place for a dynamic weekend. Everything. Like, as I thought of different pieces, every piece is well thought out, handcrafted, put in place. Mm-hmm. And I told my mom, I told God in our walk, I was like, all I need are the people. Just send whoever is supposed to be here. And so exactly what you're saying. I mean, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to rewatch it once it's all over, because we will be recording it. But this is going to be a phenomenal experience. And so if you are out there listening, go ahead and give us some messages in the chat. But even more than chatting with us, register today. Early bird registration goes until Saturday, the 31st. And then after that, it goes to the general admission rate. But this is something you don't want to miss. You want to come, you want to participate. you want to be filled with all of the goodness that we're going to have this weekend. And like I said earlier, there's something for everybody. The only person I don't have anything for is that person that can't find a way to get to a computer or a smartphone. Everybody else, there's going to be something for you. Okay, so let's try it, Joy. We're about to exit out. What I need you to do,
All right.
using the word she is, when reflecting on your life, your experience, what we're about to encounter with this weekend, what is she? Who is she?
So she is bold, courageous, ambitious, daring, and she believes in her worth, her value. And so that's who she is or what she is. Which one was that?
That's who. That's either.
Was that
can go for all of them? I don't know. I love it.
And she is, so that was what I think. So she is me.
Yes.
She's you. She's this beautiful lady behind me. Like, clearly, like, this is my home office, but she is this woman behind me with this power in her eyes and this determination. You know, you can't see, like, she's got her head wrapped. I mean, she's fully, you know, authentic, but you see the power in her eyes. She has fully embraced who she is, and she is demanding that you accept her for who she is, and you know, deal with it and embrace it. And so that's what she is.
I love it, Joy. So Sean got on the line. He said, "Go Joy White." And then he said, "Great conversation, ladies." So thanks so much, Sean. Thank you for the comments and the support. If you are wanting to connect with Joy, you can connect with her on Instagram at Joy White on Instagram. And you can also connect with her and see what she has going on at the She Empowerment Conference. Register today. It's going to be amazing. That's all we have for tonight. So if you have any comments or questions that you want to continue in the chat, Joy will have access to seeing it, and she'll be able to put in her 2 cents, and so will I. And I'm going to play our exit video as we go out. If you want to connect with Joy, Instagram at Joy White. And let's go ahead and take us out. Are you ready, Joy?
I'm ready.
I jammed this one. Hey. I know, I'm always jamming to it. I'm like, this is my jam.
Listen, Tampa will show up real fast. Like,
see, why you got to bring that up? Because Tampa will show up real fast, and my son will play some music every once in a while, and I'm like, oh, wait a second.
You don't know what's coming.
I'm a mother.
Not in the box. It does not come in the box.
It doesn't matter. Exactly. I tried to show my kids slow down music.
I was just telling my kids about this the other day. And then I told them when I would hear the song at normal speed, I would like, who is that? Like that. Like,
but they're not liking it. They're like, I don't like this. What is this? This sounds like some. I'm like, see, because y'all aren't Tampa. Y'all don't know. So shout out to you all in Tampa, Florida. King High. See, we went to rival high schools too. We didn't mention that.
so Hillsborough High School won state championship, all of those kinds of things. Bill Clinton came, folks, all kinds of fabulous things. Hillsborough.
I don't know what King won. I can't even say. I don't know. I was the student government president.
That is significant.
What does that have to do with King? Oh my goodness. All right, y'all. So for this and many more wonderful moments in the She Empowerment Conference. Exactly. See, we just went left. Register and connect with Joy, and we'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to see you at the conference. This has been Talks and Tea with me, Tonya Nicole, and my special guest, Joy White. Peace.
Love and soul.